You are listening to the Profitable Content Creator Podcast. This is the place where content creators come to learn how to create profitable content that positions themselves as an authority and grows their online businesses. Get ready to take your content to a whole new level with your host, Kristen Poborsky.
So I want to drop in here today and talk to you about what to do when you feel like you need to take a break from content creation, or if you're just traveling a lot, or you are going on vacation. Whatever it is, I've got some tips for you today to help you still show up whether or not you're in your office. So I just want to share with you the last couple months, I have been traveling like crazy. I've been to Hawaii, I have been to California, and now next week I am getting ready to go to Mexico, all in the last 2.5 months. So how do I continue to show up for my people every single week and on social media without missing a beat? So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. How I've been able to stay in touch, how I've been able to create a library of content so that I can pull from that at any time. And also how I keep my social media going without any effort. Okay, so this is a really great episode, and I want you to grab a piece of paper and pen because you're going to want to take notes so that you can use all these different tips that I'm sharing with you today when you feel burned out or you're going on a vacation. But before I dive into today's content, I want to just share with you a little background. I'm Kristen Poborsky, and I help healers, coaches, and course creator create client-attracting content that helps them grow their business. Now, back in 2014 is really when I got hooked on content creation, the power of content creation, and helping grow businesses. And since then, my team and I, we've handled thousands of pieces of content every single year and helped our clients build their businesses to 6 figures and beyond. So what I've seen is back then it was really easy. You could just write a long form content and be done with it. Now today, all of the same tactics that we used back then still work today, but the mediums change. That's why I am here doing it on video and repurposing whatever I do on video to audio. And one of the things I've also learned to simplify the process is a method that I teach inside of the 12X content creation, and that is creating 1 month's worth of content in 30 minutes or less. And I'll get into that in more detail as we go back into the program. So content. So let's dive into today's content. So now, you know, I've been traveling and traveling and traveling. That's like, it feels like every week I'm packing my bag and going somewhere for the last 3 months. So I know it's really important, A, to be consistent with my content creation out on social media, and also to stay in touch with my list on a weekly basis so that they don't go dead and not open my email. So I've noticed really, since I've been consistent doing this for quite some time now, my open rate on my emails is very, very high. And that's because I always am consistent about when I send content out to them, and I show up. So that's really the key. No matter if I'm in my office or not, I pre-schedule content to go out every single week to my list. And it's easy for me to do because I've got 2 things in place. I create a month's worth of content and have it all teed up. So I've got brand new content ready to go. But you might be worrying about, gosh, if I really need to take a break and I don't have any new content. Okay. I can help you with that. A lot of people don't know and don't do this, is that they don't recycle their content, or they're not taking their content and putting it into other mediums. So one of the things I discovered was I started a podcast with all of my current video content. I just repurposed it into my podcast, and it's actually working really, really well because there's a whole nother audience I haven't tapped out there on podcast. And I've got I teach this inside of my Podcasting Made Simple program, which I've got the link down below. And I'm launching it in November for a very low introductory price. So if you click on that, you will get yourself signed up if I still have it open when you're listening to this. So I did that. I repurposed my content over into my podcast. So I actually had a whole nother medium of content that I can share to my audience in a different format. So it seems to them like I've got all new content. And the other tip here is that if you don't have that, it is okay to go back in and repeat content. Because here's the thing. People don't always pay attention to it the first time. They may not remember your content. So it's okay to go back and pull out something that you know is really good and pertinent to what your audience wants from you. So it's a-okay if you're burned out or you're going on vacation to go in and pull up some old content, send it out to them again. Or if you have old content that you repurposed and you haven't sent it out in a different format, go send that to them too. So that's really saved myself in the last 3 months because I haven't really been creating a ton of new content, but I've got this whole other format. So it's coming at them in a different format and they're loving it. All right. And bonus, it's helping me grow my podcast organically because I'm getting more views from my email list every single week. All right, so let's go into number 2. So if you want to get ahead and create a library of content so that you're not just doing it every single week, it's really easy with one video to take it and create a month's worth of content with it. There's a very simple method, and I teach it inside of the 12X content creation method. And it's really just doing one video and adding on a bunch where you answer a bunch of questions and then cutting it up into multiple pieces of content. And I go into detail on how to do that along with scripting and what types of content this works the best with. We've done this over and over again, and it makes it so darn easy to create a ton of content. So you could get a 6 months worth of content done with 6 videos. And I can get that done because I've been doing it for a while in just 2 hours, beginning to end, right? So it is possible to create a library of content that you can pull from and not get burned out and have stuff in your back pocket if you want to go on a little sabbatical. All right. So I'm going to follow this up with number 3 here, where I want to share with you how I am able to keep my social media going without any extra effort. So what we do in the 12X Content Maximizer is we take all of that content and turn it into posts on our site, which we put into rotation out on social media. Then we take it and we create all kinds of other pieces of content that push to our main pieces of content on our website, and we put that all into a bucket and we rotate it out there. Same with the podcast, same with the videos on YouTube. And what we use to do it all is Meet Edgar, because we put it in there, it just gets repeated out there and pushed out on social media based on when we schedule it out. So really, that's pretty much how I put everything on autopilot. I can be away in Mexico, California, or Hawaii as I was in the last 3 months, and never miss a beat on social media and with my audience, and showing up. And I've got more tricks up my sleeve inside the 12X content creation method and the system. And you can actually learn more about them. I've got the link right below in the show notes for you if you want to learn more about these great little programs I've created. And I would love to hear your questions or comments. And if you like what I am teaching here today, please subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know how we're doing.
You've been listening to the Profitable Content Creator Podcast, where content creators go to learn how to take their content creation to the next level. If you love the Profitable Content Creator Podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and give us a review on iTunes. Until next time.